So at the outset, let me welcome you all. And being in the first shift totally, maybe I may not have interacted with you, but there was something in my mind that I should choose a particular moment at least, or I should grab at least some moment to interact with you people. And then just all of a sudden a topic like seminar was there, and I just thought that although I am not an authority over it, or I should say it is my humble disclaimer that I am not an expert in, you can say, seminar delivery or like that thing. But many a times through our experience, we can say, or whatever we have witnessed so many students, there are certain do's and don'ts which one should follow. And with this in mind, let me start my presentation on seminar presentation. So let me start with my first slide. These are the outline of my presentation: topic selection, then literature survey, then we have seminar report, presentation, evaluation. So these are the topics that I am going to cover. Now, when we say we want to select a particular topic, it says the very first thing that you should keep in mind that it should be concept oriented and not product oriented. There is, we can say, we get tempted by so many products. Let's say, I suppose in the past years, when there was a new mobile was launched, many a times students get tempted to choose a topic on mobile. But what I used to say, what I feel, that when you have to deliver a seminar, that too you belong to a professional education, you are supposed to deliver the insights of that, the technicalities of that, and not a product overview. So that's why I said it should be concept oriented and not product oriented. And the topic should cover the engineering aspect rather than the commercial aspect. Many a times this is so cheap, this is so costly, and all these things, we are least bother about that. We do concern about the engineering aspect, what you are going to present, and that should make us, compel us, yes, there is something substance in this topic selection. Okay, so it should have some engineering aspect. Then the selected topic should deliver some new information to the audience. See, the things which are already there and which are already known to other people, if you are trying to deliver the, you can say, seminar onto that, nobody will get interested. In the communication field, there is we do measure the information. If you can recall, how do we measure? You know that formula, I suppose. Many a times it depends, or you can say the gravity or the intensity of an information depends on the probability of occurrence. If I say to you that the sun rises from east, it has no value. It is not anything which can be printed on a newspaper because everybody knows it. But if I say a US is invaded by Cuba, यानी क्यूबा ने यूएस पे हमला कर दिया, तो it can be news. Why it is a news? Because it is very least probable. The things which are very least probable, that can make a more information. So it depends on the probability of occurrence. In the same way, when you want to deliver any seminar topic, if it can cover a lot of new things, it will be appealed by the audience. So I suppose my whatever the point I am trying to tell you, that you are grabbing it and you are able to understand it. Avoid pure theoretical or mathematical topic and see the scope for block diagrams, comparative charts, figures, etc. See, even for us also, if you are a student, if you want to deliver a topic on a particular theoretical thing, you will get bored, or you will not, or the audience may not get appealed by the whatever the written content only. Or even in the mathematical concept, there are a lot of steps and everything. Nobody will get interested unless until there is certain comparison chart, there is some selection criteria, there are certain triggers, block diagram, everything that you are able to explain to the audience. So that are the things you should keep in your mind. Now the second point that comes, when you have selected a particular topic, now you need to dig up certain information by means of a literature survey. So this is one of the important factors while going to deliver the seminar. Now, how to do literature survey? See, you are fortunate enough that you have an internet. So it is the best resource for survey of information of any topic you have selected, you can explore it just through the internet. Now you will get tempted by to use some ready-made seminars. So I should not say that you should not use a ready-made seminar, because I know even if I say that one, you will do something in a way that may mislead or that may disguise that you are using it's your original. So what I can say, use it as a reference, you can say as a guideline, but do add certain new thing of your finding, of your whatever your information chosen. So okay, you can use it as a reference. If someone has selected, let's say, some ready-made PPT, at least you should be able to add your own contribution to it, so that there is some effort from your side and that you are trying to present to the audience. So that should be visible, that should be reflected from your delivery. Now survey the comparative data. Whatever the phenomena we are trying to imbibe onto audience, we are trying to present, many times it requires certain comparison, whether it was better than the earlier, whether it is in line with the earlier, or what new things you are trying to propose. So at least some comparison may be needed in some phenomena, not in all. Okay. So depending on the topic you have selected, if at all it is possible that there is certain comparative data, you should go for that. Go on surveying it and put it before the audience. That can appeal to the audience. Yes, it talks of the phenomena which is far better than the earlier generation or earlier era. Okay. Now comes the seminar report. See, whenever you deliver a presentation, anything, you need to submit the seminar report to the department. And in every phenomena, you need to make a report. Maybe in the commercial field also, whenever you are making a presentation, one need to have short report of that. So a brief report on seminar topic is to be made with proper format. Proper formatting is needed. Many a times people go haphazardly and they type in the way which is not proper. So make it in a proper format. Some format is already given by the department that you should follow certain font size, you should follow certain space, and in a way it should be likable, we can say. Possibly it should be typed by student itself, as it helps minimizing mistakes. See, many a times we do blame the typist and everything. Why? Because we have given to him and he is not able to understand your handwriting, you can say. So why to blame it? Why not to type ourselves? And while we type it, rather the topic gets more clear. Many a times we do change, we do edit, we do make it suitable to the need. Many a times it has to be revised multiple times. So I suppose if someone is going for the delivery of seminar, one should type his own report himself. I hope I am making a proper point which is really important to you. Can I get a feedback? At least somebody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Or although I should not feel that I am talking to the wall. Yes. A good number of references adds the weightage of the report. See, made be thesis or made be a seminar report, it should have a proper references. References, when I am saying, you need to be cautious, because I can claim the most of the students of our government Polytechnic Nagpur and even in our department, they put the references like www.google.com. Can it be a reference? Google is just a sea, it's a Mahasamudra. There are a lot of things are there. Google is just a search engine. Which particular website you have referred, that you must emphasize, you should put into references. And if it has some at least 10 to 20 references, it will add to the beauty and value of that report. So a good number of references is needed. And as it is said, it is kept as a record. It has to be properly checked for correctness. See, we are many a times commit spelling mistakes and so many things, but deliberately it should not be. At least we should have at least 2-3 passes while reading and typing and everything, and it should be legitimate, clear and readable. Okay, and one should check for its correctness also. Many times in copy paste, we can say it all together totally a waste thing comes into picture, and that doesn't seem good. Now comes the most important, that is presentation. You have selected the topic, you have done a literature survey, then you made the report, and finally, the most important is you are going to deliver the presentation to the audience and to the faculty who are there to listen your presentation. Now, what are the essential features of a good presentation? Let's see. It says tell people what you are going to tell them. Then says tell them the material, and the last is tell them what you told them. In a sense, when I say tell people what you are going to tell them, it means introduction and outline. Like a first slide, what are the points I am going to cover? So tell people what you are going to tell them. Then comes the detailing of the seminar. So tell them the material. So this is the substance, this is the totality of your presentation. And in the end, do not forget to summarize what you have told. So tell them what you told them. So these can be summarized in this way. Tell people what you are going to tell them, tell the material, and tell them what you told them. Now, various media like poster, transparency on OHP, PPT, or like this material is there for presentation. Now you are the students of new era, so poster and everything is not useful. Transparency, because this I am making it clear because I have used this in my seminar in my BTech BE. I made a poster. I put a poster and I used to explain that because in that days this projection system was not there. Some transparency was also made in the overhead projector, but now you can very effectively use a PPT, so you should go for that. Now start with topics to be covered and then start elaborating with next slides. So the first slide should be that what are the topics you are going to cover, and then go on elaborating with next slide. Use proper color combination and effect. This is important because I will tell you that if the color combination is not proper or the effect is not proper, how the things can go worse. Avoid too much animation. See, students of your age are tempted by like a breaking of a glass, like a bullet, like a laser beam and all these things. But try to remember that the seminar you are presenting, it belongs to the technical one. And before you, the audience is not a student, but you have a faculties where they will emphasize on the content and not the beautification, you can say, or your musical inputs or the background. So better have a amicable, a balanced thing into this one. A little bit is needed. Little bit you can add, like I'm just putting a fly in, fly out like that, you can do it. But it does not mean that you should add a laser beam or breaking of a glass and all sorts of animation. So avoid too much animation and heavy colors, as it may distract the audience from the topic. See, ultimately your aim is that the audience should see the content of or the substance of your presentation and not how he has made a PPT, isn't it? So your emphasis should be on presentation. Simplicity also adds to the effectiveness of the technical seminar. See, the simplicity always plays a vital role. If it is a simple, it will be effective. So I need not go to the much, you can say, elaborating on how the simplicity plays. Formal appearance, cleanliness certainly adds to the effectiveness of presentation. See, if you are going for delivery, if you have appeared in a proper wear, with your gesture, with your cleanliness, it will really add to the value. Many a times students, like they are going like this one. If I deliver like this one, going in a resting position, I am not saying like a stature like this one. So it is not going to play a effectiveness. And if at all possible for the boy students, get yourself shaved and all this if it is needed. Nowadays the fashion is different. Even the beard and everything plays a good role in presentation. So you can decide what appearances looks good to you, and better come in a very well way. Wear shoes like these things, wear whatever the neatly ironed clothes. So that also plays its own role. Proper body language, gestures, proper pace of delivery, maintaining time sense are equally important. See, many times we get tempted by so many hand gesture and everything. So avoid, at least see yourself before delivering to the final presentation. You need to rehearse that before your peers or before your friends or before at least mirror that how I am delivering, what sorts of gestures I am making, whether it is needed or not. How can I reduce that which is needed, which is not needed, which doesn't seem good, so that you can practice it. And I hope and I know it that with the practice we can make ourselves better. And the pace of delivery, one should not be much slow and one should not be much faster. So that also one needs to find in himself whether I'm going a faster way, whether I'm going with the greater pace, so I need to reduce it or what. And maintain a time sense. Time sense in the sense, if you have been given a 5 minutes, you should adhere with that. Many times, some time is given for the delivery and 1 or 2 minutes is left for question and answer. So you should have that time. Many times the bell rang, so first warning, second warning, and the last warning. So one should pay attention to that. Now key points to consider. The slide background. This is important. How the background should be there for each slide. Use of color or fonts and use of animation tools, use of diagrams or flowchart. If it is there in your presentation, you must accompany this. You must incorporate these diagrams and flowcharts because it gives more, you can say, informative, or with the eyes itself, it can communicate what you are going to present. Volume of material per slide. How much text one needs to put on a single slide, that should be decided by the income side. Because many a times we are overthrown, or we can say it is overpopulated by so many texts, and many a times it is not readable, or you can say we are getting distracted with the so many texts. So that volume of that one should decide amicably. Number of slides in the presentation, that should also be there. So many slides may kill the presentation and so little may not be possible for you because you may not be able to elaborate each slide to that level. So keep that with the golden rule. Take out the golden rule, how many slides are needed for particular 5 minutes. So I'll give the rule of thumb now, and use first and last slide, that is for what are the contents, and last is for summary. Now fonts, try to use a single clear font throughout the entire presentation. It only means that if you are using the Arial, at least it should be Arial font throughout the thing. Or if you are using the Times New Roman, whatever the font you are using, that should be throughout the entire presentation. It should not be many mixed mode like thing. Make the text large enough that the audience can read. See, if you are putting a text size which is not readable to the audience, then what is the use of that? So it should be large enough which is visible to the audience and they can read it properly. Proper spacing should be there in between the lines, in the paragraph, etc. See, with the delivery of this presentation, I am not claiming that these are the things that you may not be knowing. It's like a spiritual talk. Many a times when somebody delivers a spiritual talk, we just suddenly feel there is no new thing he is trying to tell. But what happens with his experience, he tries to put so many things in a one basket, we can say. You may be knowing these in bits and bits, or we can say in a very टुकड़े में आपको मालूम हो सकता है, but I am trying to put that in a single basket of presentation. That yes, these are certain do's, these are certain don'ts. So at least you should try to get some do's and avoid don'ts. Okay. So make the text large enough, which is suitable for the audience, which can be readable to the audience. Some fonts are really bad, some are worse, and it should be avoided. The example you can very well witness with the fonts I have given. Example of worst font, you can say these are not needed in presentation. See, it's a technical presentation, it's not a commercial presentation. If you are going for commercial or you can say some entertainment, then you may use this one, but not for the technical presentation. Choose the right size of the font. You can see here from 8 point to 48 point I tried to show in this slide. So this 24 point you can select for text, 32 point you can select for list of points, and 48 point you can choose for titles. This is just a rule of thumb. It's not, we should not adhere by this, but at least it gives certain idea that what should be the size of the font, and if we follow it, we may make our presentation better. So it's up to you how much you can follow. I'm just giving the guideline. I'm not saying you should stick up with this one, but at least get a plus minus 5% of this one and you can make your presentation good. Now let's talk about the background. It says backgrounds are fun, but they can be distracting. Now background is needed, but it should not be so much that it is going to distract. Even sometimes you cannot read the text, so such background should be avoided. Sometimes they are more interesting than the data. So do you want your background to be that interesting that they are losing their track to the data or to the content you want to tell us to the audience, isn't it? So that is not the motive. Our motive is that we should pay attention to our delivery, our presentation, and not to the background. You want the audience to focus on your data and not on your background. So that should be kept in our mind. They significantly increase the size of the file. So you are not worried about now the file size because you have large memory in your pocket with the pen drive and everything. So this is not the thing one should think of. Gone are the days when we were thinking of the memory and everything. Sometimes they just look ridiculous. Yes, many a times if the background is not proper, it looks ridiculous, and ours is a technical presentation. So at least we should focus on the intricacies, the betterment, the things which are required for making it better, and not on the background which may distract the audience. The most important factor in reading text is contrast. You should maintain the contrast. The background and the text you are putting, if it has a proper contrast, that will make you more readable. You can see here that if you are seeing this background title, it is written on the white background, it is more readable. Like this, the best contrast is black and white. This is the best contrast, it is said. Now use of colors. Color shows emphasis, but there is a but, and one should pay attention to that but. It should be used sparingly, judiciously. How? Certain colors cannot be used together. For example, a red text cannot be used on blue background or vice versa. So at least you can get an idea. If I have written the red text on the blue background, it's something disturbs to the eyes. It doesn't make a pleasing effect on your eyes. So you should avoid this. Similarly, blue text cannot be used on red background. So this is, you can say, interchangeably wrong, interchangeably worse, that red and blue on each other's background. Colors that should be avoided, I must not say avoided, but I can say in plain, or you can say which is not a dark one, on that background this can be disturbing, like purple, pink, bright green. It may not be that readable. Yellow can be used on black but never on white background. So you can see even here when I have written the yellow background on the faint one, in the not so dark background, it is not properly readable. So these choices you can make yourself and use your, you can say, brain but not heart, so you can choose a proper color. Many a times we get tempted by the so-called a choice of our color, but whether it is readable or not, when we present by the projection system onto wall or onto a screen, whether it is readable, whether it is showing a proper presentation or not, that one should see. Now how many slides one should keep? As a matter of fact, there is no as such any rules or regulations onto this one, but we can say there is certain rule of thumb. Use one slide per minute. If you are able to deliver a 1 minute of talk, you can use it on one slide, but it differs from person to person. In students' life, we may not be able to elaborate that much, and that's why it may be possible that you will use more slides. So there is no problem. You can use a more slides also. So it says depending on the allotted time and starting and last, you can use, but one slide per minute is a rule of thumb. You may spend much more longer on slides than you think. Many a times it happens. If some of the topics we get interested, we may deliver more on some slide, and we may just you can say skip the slide, or we can say a very little time will give to some slides. So it depends on how much matter you want to express onto that slide, and accordingly you can choose a number of slides. For a 15-minute talk, I suggest only 15 to 20 slides. If you fill up your 15 minutes, there will be no time for your question. You should spare some time for question and answer. At least the audience or the faculty should have certain time to ask you a question and answer. And many a times when some question is asked, it does not mean that you should be able to answer that. Yes, we want that every question should get answered, but it only checks how much depth you have taken to prepare that presentation, whether you have done a proper survey of that information, done a literature survey, try to dig up the much more information of that topic towards the periphery of that topic and out of the box also. So that is going to check and that is going to ask. Now the good, the bad and the ugly. Following slides will show some good examples of slides. Here I am trying to show some good slide, bad slide or ugly slide. Or I can say you judge among yourself which you look, which you find better, which you say it is a bad one, which you say it's not likable or like that. So let's say, and after that some bad examples of slide. That is how I am going to present. So you can say this is the a sample slide we can say. Actually it is from my presentation itself, and it is as if that I am trying to say it is a good one. So it is from my side. If you do not feel good, you are free to think like that one. So I am not making you or compelling you to like it. But yes, from my point of view, I thought this is a good one. Then even the simple. See, only two colors I have chosen. For title, I have taken some other color, and for all other material, I have taken some other color. So we are going one by one. This also you can like, I suppose. It's not much fishy, or you can say, isn't it? Now we are going towards a little bad, we can say. In many a time you get tempted by such background, but see, a little disturbing it is, isn't it? What do you feel? कैसे लगता है पहले स्लाइड के कंपैरिजन में इस स्लाइड के बारे में आपके क्या ख्याल है? Do you feel this is better than the earlier one?
No, sir.
ठीक है. So I am making it right, I suppose. Now what about this one? This surely when we learn the PowerPoint, we get tempted for making such slides. But yes, in the technical presentation, this is not going to work. This is totally disturbing. So means fluorescent color is there and all this celebration like thing that one should avoid. Now coming to the, you can say, the uglier one. See, are you going to like it? हाँ, लेकिन मैं ये भी दावा करता हूँ कि अगर मैं प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं देता, यानी मेरे प्रेजेंटेशन की वजह से नहीं, लेकिन मैं प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं देता और मैं आपके सेमिनार दिखता, तो कम से कम 20% लोगों के स्लाइड ऐसे ही होते थे. मैं थ्रू एक्सपीरियंस बोल रहा हूँ, और इसको आप नकार नहीं सकते. ठीक है, इन सब ऐसे जनरेशन से गुजर चुका हूँ. अब आप लोग, इसीलिए मैं ये देना क्यों चाह रहा था, ये तो फुकट पाकड़ में दे रहा हूँ आपको, सेमिनार प्रेजेंटेशन का टॉपिक डिलीवर कर रहा हूँ. क्यों? क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि देयर आर सर्टेन डूज एंड डोंट्स, एंड दिस सेमिनार प्रेजेंटेशन यू शुड टेक इट इन अ सीरियस वे, इन अ सेंस ultimately when you'll come out of this college, maybe you'll go for higher education, but once in a while you'll go for corporates, na? Then you'll have to deliver. Then at least at that time, if you can remember some do's and some don'ts, you can make your presentation really better. So that's why I feel that these inputs are needed to my students. I hope you'll appreciate that. Okay. Now comes the last evaluation. इसी के लिए तो करते हैं आप लोग सेमिनार प्रेजेंटेशन, करते हैं ना, कि मार्क्स क्या देंगे, कैसे देंगे, कितना देंगे, किस बात पे देंगे. So evaluation is important. Now what are the points on evaluation? It is generally based on the following points, like the topic selection, same seminar report, topic presentation. This is most important. Topic presented, how you are delivering. Then relevant knowledge. Really you have that knowledge, or just you are mugging it up? That will be checked by your presentation while evaluating. And last comes the facing the audience question. See, when some question is asked, how you are answering that question. Whether it shows that you have really have an in-depth knowledge about that topic or not will be get judged by the evaluator. So topic selection, seminar report, topic presentation, the relevant knowledge, the periphery, that topic, in-depth, and facing the audience question. And how do you control the audience? Whether means you are making interesting to the audience or whether the audience feels that it is a really you can say boring topic or like that. So this we should avoid. These are the very old presentation. I used to give some seminar topics. Now these are becoming obsolete. Now we are coming towards the end of our presentation, and I just said the last slide should be of summary. So let me try to summarize my presentation. A good presentation requires much more preparation. See, when you are making any presentation for 5 or 10 minutes, you have to work for 1 or 2 hours. Then it may take actually 1 or 2 days to do a literature survey, 4 or 5 days to dig up the presentation, because many times 4 or 5 topics comes into our mind and we do like, yaar ye bhi acha hai, wo bhi acha hai, so what should we select? So yes, this is a journey. Everyone goes through it, but while making a presentation, need to do a much more preparation. What looks good to it, what looks bad to it, and what relevant pictures we should pose onto our presentation, which may not distract but which feels to be relevant and important to the presentation. Make a proper introduction and use a slide that shows the structure of your talk. That is a first slide, you can say. A structure, what are the points you are covering? See, I can suggest you, if there are so many lines and if you are delivering towards the faculty, don't read it, just show that you are made it. You can say these are the topics I will cover and just come to the next slide, because at that moment you have very less time. When I am delivering this presentation, I know I am the only one, I am the sole one, so I can elaborate each and everything, but you may not get that time to elaborate, so you should skip, but just you show that these are the topics we will cover and come to the content one. Have a slide that are clean, clear and readable. I suppose this is very much clear to you that the clarity plays a role, or you can say even in this slide you can see in the white background a very text which can be visible, which can be readable, and a very few, or we can say a size or amount of figures are also amicable. Use approximately 1 slide per minute. Show a summary slide at the end, as I said, like summarizing the thing. What are the points you want to present to the audience? What do you feel to reflect with your presentation, and whether and also summary slide tells us that where we are stopping. See, if I have started my journey and you are getting bored, so at least you want to get some clue that where this teacher is going to stop boring us. That also gets clear by this summary slide. Okay, so show a summary slide at the end. Add a few extra slides. This is from my experience, we can say. Many a times when we make a presentation, we do anticipate some of the questions, and we do feel that for that question, if such question is asked, I must have this figure to explain. So why not to keep that slide after thank you slide? And if at all such question is asked, you will be able to explain that. Sir, let me show you that slide and try to explain what you are asking. So anticipate such questions and make some extra slides. There is no point. So I feel this very important. So add a few extra slides after your last slide to be ready for anticipated questions asked. And see, through my experience, I can say when we do get involved with the topic, we do research onto that topic, at least we get an idea that what sort of questions can be asked by the faculty or by the audience. So why not to prepare for that thing which can be asked? So anticipate the question and accordingly prepare the solution, or we can say answer for that. So you know, many a times you require certain figure or table to explain that one. So why not to get prepared earlier only? If it is not needed, just keep it. But if it is needed, to just show it. So you should have some slides on your anticipated questions. So I hope I'm making you clear what are really needed for better presentation. So this is all from my side, friends. Thank you. Thanks a lot for patience listening. And if you have any questions that can be answered, I don't feel there will maybe any questions like that. At least if something is there which you need to interact with me, I am here to answer your queries. Or any other things you want to discuss, I am also there. And I want to know at least one or two feedback whether you really find it important or not. Because I was hesitant whether I should deliver it or not. I think I am delivering this topic after some 6-7 years, because I used to deliver to my older students of Government Polytechnic Nagpur when I was posted here earlier 7 or 8 years back. So I hope my presentation was to some extent was useful to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I think I have not taken much time of you. I think I have finished in 40 minutes. So that is also important. That is also needed. That one should be aware of the time given. So that is all from my side. Thank you.